Starting recording.
I was talking to CJ.
Oh.
Because he looked at me because I ain't done any of it.
Oh.
I learn all the time. I literally don't have.
Well, when the computer blows up and you can't get logged in and all that happens, don't. Okay? Please don't wait till the night everything's due. All right. We're going to focus on odds against. So make sure you make a note of that. We're going to focus on odds against. Why are we going to focus on odds against? Because that's what gambling and everything is based on. Okay? They're not based on odds in favor. And odds in favor is the reciprocal of odds against. Okay? So you don't have to write all that down. Just write down 11.2. We're going to focus on odds against. Okay? Let me show you what I'm talking about right quick. Odds against. There we go. The odds against, and we talked about this the other day, is the probability of failure over the probability of what? Success. So just forget about this. Okay? Odds against is probability of failure over the probability of success. So what would odds in favor be? The probability of success over the probability of failure. Now I want you to write that down, and they're probably going to show it on the next screen. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. You may have a homework question that says, what are the odds in favor? And then you figure it, but I'm not going to ask you a test question about the odds in favor. All my questions are going to be on the test, odds against. Did we have a test on chapter 12?
Not yet.
Okay, well, I'm going to break it up into 2 tests. That'll help you grade out if I break it up into 2 tests. Okay, odds against. So what I also tell you, I also told you to make everything what? Fractions, because if you make everything fractions, it makes the math easier when you cancel out. I told you that yesterday, or whenever y'all came to class last. Wednesday, Monday. What day is today? Friday. Wednesday. Okay? So I don't know what the next, it may give us a example on the next page, but we're going to do 2 or 3 examples. Okay. The odds against rolling a 4 on a die. Well, first of all, the question will state success. So what is rolling a 4? That's what? Success. So you need the complement for failure. So let's go down here and let's say the probability of success. Somebody tell me what is the probability of rolling a 4 on a die? 1 out of 6. Therefore, the probability of failure is what? So what is odds against? Odds against is equal to the probability of failure over the probability of success, which is 5 over 6 divided by 1 over 6, which is equal to 5 to 1. Now, we went over that the other day, Wednesday. So that's how you get to 5 to 1. Now, somebody tell me what 5 to 1 means. That means that if I bet $25 on rolling a 4, if I roll a 4, what do I get? I get $125. Why? Because that's how you gamble. Gambling and what you win is based on what? Odds against. I want you to write that in a sentence. I want you to put all kinds of highlighter around it, stars, check marks, whatever you want to put. and we're going to discuss this here in just a second, and we're going to talk about 2 scenarios, and I want you to tell me what you think is going to happen. So here, we walk up to the table, and the game is rolling a number on a die. And the house says, okay, the number is 4. And you put $25 on 4. And you roll the dice, just one die. You just roll the die, and it comes up a 4. Then you take home $125. Because of this. $5 to 1. Because what is 5 over 1? 5. So you multiply your bet times $5. That meant times 5. And what's 5 quarters? $1.25. So you get $125. Capiche? Now, I want you to notice something. I'm going to change my highlighter to yellow. What is the probability of success on this thing? I want you to tell me, is the probability very high or very low? Very low. It's 0.16, isn't it? So if the probability is low, the payout is what? Thank you. Is that very important? Yes. Because what if you bet on a game that's easy to win? You're not going to win $125. You might win $7. Why? Because Vegas has one priority. And what is Vegas? What is gamblers? What's their priority?
Making money?
Win. They do not want to give away money. So, if the probability of winning a game is low, then the payout is going to be what? High. And you need to write that down and remember that, because if you don't learn anything out of here, you need to know that. The lottery. That's the difference between playing the lottery for fun and playing it crazy. If you go by and buy one ticket, that's playing for fun. And if you hit it, great. If you don't, great. You don't go spend $2 million on, 20 or 18 million tickets to try to win the lot. That's not the way it works. Because you are wasting your what? Money. Because the probability of winning is very low to begin with. In 120 and 103, I actually show what would happen if you bought 1 million tickets. You would have about the same chance of winning as if you just bought one ticket. So if you buy 1 million tickets, you're pretty much not too bright. Okay? So let's do a roulette table. Y'all know what a roulette table is, right? Yes or no? Y'all don't?
Oh, is it the thing with the numbers in black
Yep.
and red?
Got a roulette table, and I'm just going to draw halfway. You got 2 numbers on it that are green. And those 2 numbers are 0 and 00. 0 and 00 are not odd or even. And then you got a bunch of other numbers, 1 through 36. So I'm going to put 1. I'm going to put 1 right here, and that's black, and then I'm going to put, 2, and then I'm going to just, 36 is your highest number, okay? And we'll say that the evens are in red, and the odds are in black, so the red will be 36, because that's even, and it's down here. And you got all these other numbers around it, okay? Now, what if I ask you?
She come in back and she's like,
What?
She said, what is that?
Who said that?
What is?
It's the roulette wheel.
It's a roulette.
She walked back in, she goes, What is that?
It's a roulette wheel. All right. So you spin this wheel, and then you take a marble and you throw the marble the other direction, and it spins around, and gravity makes the marble fall onto a what? A number. All right. Now let's say that you do the probability of red. Okay. Probability of red. The probability of red is, well, 36. What's half of 36? 18. So that's going to be 18 over, that's 36 to 38. And then the probability of not red is 20 over 38. Now I want you to do two things. I want you to find the odds, A. I want you to find the odds against. And then B, I want you to tell me what would happen if you bet $500 on that bet, on a red color. All you got to do is put probability of failure over the probability of success, and then multiply that by 500. Now, this is our last day of class, technically. But next week, we're going to go over questions on all your homework. And after next week, y'all pretty much on your own.
So, like, you don't have to show up anymore?
Pretty much, because we're done. Unless Easley has an objection.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Miss Woodward, do you have an objection?
No, sir.
Somebody's going to call my boss and say that we ended early. You wait and see what I tell you.
Just to let y'all know, I'm taking 2 of his math classes back to back next semester, and I'm gonna walk in late on the first day. I'm like, I got you again. And see the
And
class.
people are going to look at her like she's on drugs.
I'm gonna do it just to see the reaction.
All right. So the odds against, what's failure? 20 over 38. If you can't figure it out, what is failure? That's negative. What is negative? An X. Then if the probability of failure is 20, what's the probability of success? 18 over 38, which is going to be 20 to 18, which is 10 to 9, which is 10 over 9. Somebody take 10 over 9 and multiply it by 500.
It's cold in here, like extra cold.
It's cold in here. Somebody get me a sweater.
Wait, multiply it by 500?
Yeah, 10 over 9 multiplied by 500.
It's gonna be a rough semester.
5, 5, 5.
5.5 repeating.
Okay, somebody tell me something. How much did you win? You won $55.55. Woo! Why did you win so little? Because the probability is close to half. You almost got a 0.5 probability of winning. Because 20 out of 40 is a half. Somebody take 18 and divide by 38. What do you get? 0.47, which is 0.5. So, let me ask you a question. If you had no experience with Vegas or gambling, would this be a safe game to play? Yes, because you got a what probability of winning? You got a half a chance of winning. Now, let's change it. Now, instead of, we're going to make the same $500 bet. And now I want you to bet on, let me erase the whole thing, just give me a second. I'm going to leave all of this. Why do you mean it's going to be a long semester? My students like my class. Most of my students like my
This semester
class.
was so short.
Unless if they got a closed mind and don't want to learn.
I do learn.
I didn't say anything. I just said it
But
for
I
the
feel
whole
like
class.
It's definitely gonna be a
Big
crazy.
dog always barks. I said it to the whole class. You're the one that said something.
Anyway, so I was saying.
Anyway, so I was saying, I'm trying to ignore what you're saying.
It's gonna be a crazy semester because you know how I am and how I act, and like I just talk out and I don't really care. And I'm gonna care if people think I'm stupid. Well, there's not that many people in this class. Well, in those other classes, I'm pretty sure they're full. And people are gonna be like, oh, did she just say that to him?
Summer is when a lot of students that come to class, spring and summer, that like to make good grades, you may get told to shut up. You bet there's two sides to that story.
See, then I would get mad because I have a really bad attitude and anger problem.
And then you'll get a Q-stick across your head and get 15 stitches.
I mean, how many complete that?
Miss Woodward, you better be there for that class because you're gonna be rolling.
I'm in that class.
You said you
All right.
are?
That 10 o'clock class I'm in.
But she's going to come here every day, aren't you, Miss Woodward?
Yes, sir.
Yes, she's going to come every day.
Here, I'll see you there.
No, she's not.
That's a lot.
All right, I want to know the probability of that marble falling on 0, green 0, not double 0, just the single 0. So the success is 0. Somebody give me the probability. What's the failure?
0.
Probability of not 0. So somebody tell me what the probability of 0 is.
0.
1 out of what? 38. Then what is failure?
37 out of 38.
So the odds is going to be 37 over 38 divided by 1 over 38, which is equal 37 to 1. Somebody multiply 37 times 500.
Times 500.
Yep.
$18,500. I mean, that much.
So with a $500 bet, you'll walk away with almost $20,000.
Heck yeah.
Somebody tell me why.
Because the probability is really low.
Probability. Somebody take 1 divided by 38 and give me 4 decimal places.
0.0263.
0.0 what?
263.
What kind of percent chance? You got a 3% chance of winning. So that's why Vegas is going to give you $37 for each dollar that you bet. Because the chances of you hitting this is very what? Low. In other words, they're going to take your money. Now, if you win a couple of $1,000s and you want to go out there and blow it, then that's up to you. But if you're going to take your rent for next week and take it to Vegas, that's not very smart.
I feel like Vegas is scary.
It's very high paced. You walk into one of those hotels, those casinos, you better either take somebody with you that knows what's going on, or you just go up to the room and watch TV, because those are play the slot machines. Because if you go to one of those blackjack tables, or if you go to one of the poker tables, or the crap tables, you ain't gonna have a clue. They're gonna go so fast.
Yeah. What happens if somebody's cheating? Can they go to jail for that?
They got people that watches cameras. They got all that
Yeah,
stuff.
but like
I
they go to jail.
I had a friend that used to work at a casino in Vegas, and she made money.
Oh
My
yeah.
mom goes.
Oh, you can make money by doing that shit.
Working there, yeah.
I'll be a stripper in Vegas.
You're gonna end up being in a ditch on, what is it, America's Most Wanted. She's going to be one of the victims.
Why women kill? You know why women kill.
All right.
I need to write a book, y'all.
Who's got a question on this? Now, I just gave y'all 2 good examples to put in your notebook. Let's see what else they show us in this section. Okay, did we get 5 to 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what if they ask you for odds in favor? Well, all you got to do is flip it. What were the odds against on that roulette? 0.
So they 1 to 5.
1, no, I'm talking about on the previous one, the roulette table.
5, 4, 7.
The odds against, on the roulette table, the odds against a green 0 was 37 over what?
38.
It should be 1, 37 to 1.
You wrote 37 to 38 though.
After everything.
The odds, not the probability. Somebody look at the odds. What did we get?
After we did the calculation. 37.
37 over 1.
Yeah.
So what is the odds in favor? 1 over what? 37. So the odds in favor is the reciprocal of what? The odds against. So what does that mean? That means that if you ask for the odds in favor, you don't do failure over success. You do success over what? Failure. Now, you only need to know that for your homework and for standardized test question. I am not going to ask you on my test odds in favor. I'm going to ask you for odds against. Capiche? So they're going to give you an example, and I want you to put it, well, they didn't, so we're going to go ahead here. All right, this says, the circle graph shows U.S. smartphone, blah, blah, blah. They're going to have to give you something besides this. Oh, we're going to ask, smartphone owners randomly selected, determine the odds against. Okay, so here we go.
Motorola.
What does percent mean?
Out of 100.
Out of 100. So that would be, where is Motorola? Or what do they want to know? Smartphone? I'm looking. That's the kind I got. Samsung, 27. So Samsung owners, so the probability of a Samsung owner is equal to 27 over what? Therefore, the probability of not a Samsung owner is what? 73 over 100. Now, what do they want? They want the odds against. So that's going to be 73 over 100 divided by 27 over 100, which is equal to 73 to 27. And you can reduce if you can, because I don't know if 3 will go into 73. I think 73 is prime, so I don't think you can divide that. That right there, that question is a standardized test question, because they love to put these on standardized tests. There we go. 73 to 27. So you got another test question or homework question I just gave you. The circle graph shows the U.S. smartphone ownership in 2014. If a smartphone owner is randomly selected, determine the odds against the individual owning a Samsung. I thought we just did that. Yeah, we did. Why are they asking the same thing?
Maybe they asked opposite the first time.
No, it was odds against. All right, whatever. The odds against Robin being admitted to the college of her choice are 9 to 2. First of all, add 9 plus 2. What's 9 plus 2? 9 plus 2 is equal to what? So 11 is the total. So what is odds against? Odds against is equal to probability of failure. So that's 9 over 11 divided by 2 over what?
11.
So, and they're going to ask you to determine the probability that Robin is admitted. So that admitted would be 2 over 11, because that's success. Success means admitted. And what does not admitted mean? It means she probably is going to quit school and live in a ditch. So not admitted.
At the next time.
Now notice how I did this, because this is a test question. It's a standardized test question. It's also a homework question. The first thing you do on this type question is add these 2 up. And then you have to discern what is success. And what is success in this question? Being what? Being admitted is success, so it goes on the bottom. Because they gave you the odds what? Against.
So when they ask for probability, it's one. I don't know which one is asking for. When it's asking for a fraction, or if it's asking for the colon. You know?
It'll tell you that it'll tell you, well, no, odds against is a colon. Probability is always a fraction or a decimal. See right here, this is odds. So you have to turn those odds into probability. And the way that you do that is you add the 2 to get the what? You got to have the total to put in the denominator. So they're going to show you what I just showed you. See, they added first. There. Bang on 9/11. That's it. Okay. Now, Easley, Miss Woodward, and Anderson, what are we doing next Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? Homework questions on Unit 3, Unit 4. We'll also go over the test Monday. I'll make 2 tests. One on Chapter 12 and one on Chapter 11. Capiche? All right, y'all get out of here and have a good weekend.
No, you're 2 on